So today I'm here with Route 24 Auto here in Brantford, and of course we're going to check out a very, very cool car. I'm a huge fan of Chargers. If you didn't already know, I love the 69s, but I also really like the 2007s in that era as well. So let's check out this Charger Daytona. So this is a Charger Daytona RT, amazing horsepower. We have those chrome rims on this Daytona as well. It is also number 40 out of 150 that were built in Canada. This Charger Daytona RT also has 350 horsepower stock and can be tuned easily well over 4, especially if you start adding in different upgrades to the car like air intakes, exhausts, headers, and things like that. It also has all of the Hemi graphics as well, and something that everyone obviously wants to really see is the engine. And we're keeping up the suspense because Nathaniel is trying to find the thingy. So the Hemis that are in this 2007 Dodge Charger Daytona RT is the 5.7 liter Hemi engine. And if you're trying to figure out what is a Hemi, what is the difference between something like a Coyote engine and a Hemi, well, guess what? A Hemi has those hemispherical headed cylinders. I think that's how it goes. And from there, basically, it gives it more power. And let's face it, more power is always better. The more power you have, the more fun you're gonna have. Let's be brutally honest. So let's get into this bad boy and let's take it for a test drive. So here we are in this really beautiful Charger. Remember, this is a Daytona. This is a special car. That's why you've got special things like this. Very colorful, I'm colorblind, green or yellow applique type of radio middle console section. It also has that select shift where you can shift it yourself down here, but I'm not gonna do that because I don't feel like it. So let's go for a drive. So one thing that I did notice when Nathaniel was driving this Charger was the fact that it was a very smooth car when you're driving it on the road. Now, of course, we've got some potholes here, so it's going to be a bit rougher. You're probably going to see the camera shaking up and down, but that's totally okay. We can blame that on Nathaniel. He's the one holding the camera right now. But let's face it, when you're driving a Charger, right? It's like you have to know that you're driving one of the greatest cars of all time. And I'm talking about the Dukes of Hazzards, the General Lee. That was a very significant car for Dodge, and of course for everyone who loves cars. We all wanted to drive this car as a kid. We always wanted to drive all of the Chargers when we were kids. And this is our chance as younger people. If you can't afford a $100,000 69 Charger RT, you can get a 2007 Charger RT Daytona, and they range from around $25,000. Am I right?
Yep. We're going to sell this one for $25,000.
And that's obviously Canadian, and for those Americans, there's an exchange. That's probably why it's a bit higher in Canada than it is in the States. However, this is a very, very nice car. It's got a lot of power, and we're going to show you that in a bit. I'm going to try and hit every single bump so that I can blame every single little jolt on Nathaniel.
I got a gyroscopic arm.
And just remember, because you're driving a Dodge Charger, especially it being an RT, which is the exact same type of car as what they used for the Dukes of Hazzard, these are actually immune to police radars. They will, if they do find that you're speeding, it doesn't matter, because you can just jump over a 20-foot cliff and be able to get away from any cop that you see. Maybe that might be true, but I wouldn't try it. Which is actually quite funny if you really think about it. If you read those stories about the Dukes of Hazzards and how many cars they actually went through, it's actually quite amazing and insane how many Chargers they actually smashed up in that show. I think it was like between 5 and 10 Chargers per show that they were crashing and smashing up. And they had an actual body team there so that they could actually fix those cars between the show. If they just smashed up a fender, they can like basically screw on another fender and get going again. But altogether, it's pretty crazy how many they've gone through. And now we get to have our own chances at driving this car and flooring it along here. That was a lot of fun. When you're getting a Dodge Charger, you're getting a car that's known to be fast and a lot of fun to drive. I wouldn't be driving this in the snow. I would want to save it. This is immaculate. This has no rust. This is shinier than shiny. Literally, if you look at the trunk, it's got like no wear and tear whatsoever. This is an immaculate car. It only has 95,000 kilometers for an 07, which is like a 14-year-old car, or yeah, 14-year-old car. I'm feeling old now. But it's a 14-year-old car with 95,000 kilometers. That's less than 10,000 kilometers driven every single year. This was a collector's item. Definitely, if you're in the area, check out Route 24, especially for this car, but they've got other cars. They love Mustangs as well. Mustangs are their bread and butter because they are Mustang people as well. But you have to admit, you can't just be a Mustang-only person. You gotta like all cars.
Yep. So this specific Charger here actually comes with all the options that were available in 2007. So we have the garage door opener that's built in, as well as the Bluetooth controls that are on the steering wheel. And it has a 7-speaker Boston audio system with a built-in subwoofer.
And here we are at Route 24 Auto.ca. And look at all those Mustangs. Look at them all. Look at them all. Look at all the Mustangs, Mustangs, Mustangs. That the steering on this is very, very responsive. I like the softness of this steering wheel. It's not like a sports, like ridiculously like sporty sports car where you can't turn it even though it's got power steering. It's very easy to drive.